The outlets got the black toe reimagines before we did. And I can't believe someone beat mischief to actually making the emoji sneaker. We've got a few exciting sneaker announcements for 2025, as well as a preview of all of this December's hottest upcoming sneaker releases. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, back with another certified hood classic. Every Saturday I do these weekly sneaker news recap videos where we talk about the biggest sneaker news stories from the past week, talk about some upcoming sneakers, and just generally have a gay old time. If you guys want to keep up with me in real time, be sure to go over and drop me a follow on IG, as I am fast approaching 100k followers over there. Right, let's start things off by talking about this week's biggest sneaker releases, and oh my gosh, what a week. If you're like me, you have just been getting absolutely bombarded left, right, and center with target marketing for Black Friday deals and the latest sneakers and just buy. I've actually been put off buying sneakers because of the whole Black Friday thing this week. I've only picked up one pair and it was in store after trying them on traditionally, and it was these. The New Balance 740 Army, which I actually did a review on the other day, which you should check out by clicking on the video above. Obviously the biggest sneaker release from a hype perspective were the Travis Scott Jumpman Jaxx. Very limited pairs of these were made available. The Nike Sneakers app had something like less than 20k pairs, and even though they had kid sizes and toddler sizes, which sometimes gives you the impression that they've made a whole bunch for everybody to go around, no they didn't. Also had the Bape and Don Toliver collaboration on a whole bunch of clothing, as well as on the Roadsters. And just as a minor aside, Bape have actually this week decided to go ahead and change their name officially to Bape from a bathing ape, even though everyone's just been calling them Bape pretty much since day dot. Also had the Air Force One While You Were Sleeping collab release on the Nike Sneakers app. These weren't particularly difficult to get from what I saw, although they did sell out on the Nike Sneakers app. The DTLR New Balance Tinsel Pack, you had the 990 V6 as well as the 2002 Rs. Corteiz dropped the Air Huarache trainer on the Nike Sneakers app as well in the light bone colorway. These are still sat in some of the very small or some of the very large sizes. And bro, that wasn't even it. You also had this sneaky collaboration from Amélie D'Or and New Balance on the 997. This was a bit of a mismatched colorway based on a 2019 collab that they'd done. And Goats had their big Black Friday promotion deal, with the marquee sneaker release being the Oregon University What the Duck triple black sneaker that was limited to something like 5k pairs and were retailing for around $300. So bro, what a crazy week of just absolute marketing, being pummeled. I only picked up the Amine New Balances. That was me. I can't wait for this week and this sales season to kind of be done with, even though we are fast approaching Christmas. But did you guys pick anything up? A lot of sneakers out there. Feel free to let me know. Right, so let's get into some sneaker news. I want to start off with this story and a reaction to this video here that you guys might have seen circulating. It is a video inside a sneaker outlet where this guy comes across some of the black toe reimagines. Now, some people out there have been thinking, what's going on? Was this staged? Has this guy managed to just take some early pairs and just prop them up in amongst all of these outlet steals? But no. This is actually quite common. In fact, some of you guys out there have maybe even come across something similar in your own time scouring the outlets. These are B grades. Speaking of B grades, this video was also doing the rounds this week, which I thought was quite funny. You've got the Temu Travis Scott shopping in Milan in Italy, or somewhere in Italy, where he pretty much just shut down the store. I can't believe someone actually beat mischief to the punch with this shoe. This is a sneaker based on the real life sneaker Emoji. It had been posited earlier in the week that the sneaker Emoji actually takes inspiration from Steve Smith's New Balance 574, but designer Jose Wong has actually taken the Emoji itself and brought it to life with his shoe that's just simply called the Shoe One. It has full grain nubuck, and it has a mesh upper with extra puffy tongue and equally bulbous heel collar. And he's also created a suede hat and a pair of socks that match their respective emojis to a T. And the kicker is you can buy these sneakers. They are priced at $220. They are shipping approximately 1 week after the purchase. Now, I'm not actually sure whether or not this is some kind of an official collaboration or whether or not bro has just invited an enormous lawsuit onto himself, but you can't deny it's pretty cool. California Highway Patrol have arrested 7 people and recovered over $200,000 in sneakers from the back of a truck, and this is the latest in the spats of raids on train cars as well as depots. Among the $200,000 worth of shoes were the upcoming Air Jordan 11 Legend Blues or the Columbias. And the suspects have been charged with felony grand theft of cargo and are currently being held at Orange County Jail awaiting trial. The gamification of copping sneakers is a relatively new phenomenon, and it definitely appeals to a slightly younger demographic who are chronically online or into playing all these types of games. And we saw this play out this week where Snapchat users were given the opportunity to get exclusive access to the Air Jordan 11 by taking part in an augmented reality game. And what was the game? Well, the game was lining up for sneakers digitally. In this game, you join a virtual queue for sneakers, you line up, you've got 4 missions that you can take part in, all of which recreate the experience of waiting in line for sneakers. You talk to a fellow sneakerhead, you retrieve a basketball, and you help an old sneakerhead in line, I think by giving him a quarter so he can use a payphone. And you're then given a link to an exclusive access page to the Air Jordan 11 via the Nike Sneakers app that you can unlock on December the 6th, which is a week before the official release. And the ironic thing about this whole situation is that you go through all of that completely unnecessarily. These are going to be bricks on December the 13th when they eventually drop. Right, let's talk about some new sneakers, some first looks, all of that type of jazz. Action Bronson has unveiled his latest collaboration with New Balance. These are set to come out in the spring of next year. And bro, it's a nice pair of 990 V6s. They come out in what looks to be quite an American type patriotic color with some red and some blue, and you've got a little bit of pink in there. They look really nice. We only have this one particular image to go off. I think these are looking pretty good, man. What do you guys think of these? We've had some official looks at Bad Bunny's Adidas Adizero SL72 collection. I must admit, the first time I previewed this collaboration, I was under the mistaken impression that it was just one pair, this all white pair. And I thought, because of how boring this particular pair was, that this collaboration was a letdown. But we've now been updated with the news that there are going to be 2 other colorways joining the all-white pair, both of which are way more exciting. It has to be said. We have this blue colorway with a little bit of volt going around the bottom, and then this maroon colorway with a little bit of orange going around the bottom. Definitely a bit more exciting and vibrant in terms of the color schemes. We are going to be speaking about these a little bit when we talk about this December's upcoming sneaker releases, because these are, funnily enough, supposed to be coming out this December. Got a little bit of Kobe news to update you guys with. We have an announcement of another Kobe 6 Protro, supposedly coming out next year. This one is in a total orange colorway. Also have another Kobe 9 Elite Low in a black and gold colorway. Only have these mock-ups to go off, but these look fire. And there's also another pair of Kobe Barcelonas that are supposed to be coming out next year as well. I personally would love to see a retro of the Kobe 6 Barcelona. That is one of my favorite Kobes, if not the best Kobe of all time. Got a brand new sneaker from Adidas announced this week, set to drop sometime in the new year. No specific release date yet. These are called the Adistar HRMY. It's a bit of a running shoe. It's got a blend of old school and new school. A hybrid sneaker meant for everyday wear. The upper takes inspiration from iconic Adidas models from the 2000s. Also has this gradient print on the upper. And then in terms of the updated performance running technology, it features the Lightstripe Pro full footbed for comfort and stability. It's also got the Repetitor 2.0 for a responsive ride and a durable continental outsole as well. I think they look alright. The mesh running trend obviously isn't going anywhere with these. The gradient kind of feels a little bit of a bite from maybe the TN or the Nike vibes, but hey, it is what it is. What do you guys think of these? I've had some on-foot looks at the Black Cat 3s, set to come out very early in the new year. Liking these, been talking about these a lot. I don't know what you guys think. I think the shape looks good. You can't really see from the color blocking here the difference in the gray on the elephant print that some people have been complaining about in the weeks past. I'm looking forward to these, man. The more I see these, the more I feel like I need these. I think these are going to be popular. What do you guys think? I've had some really good images and looks at the Zoom Field Jaxx Light Chocolate Travis Scott shoes. These are supposed to be coming out early in January. All of the reports placing these in and around the holiday season, at least according to these updates, are cap. All cap, in fact. And I like these, man. These are looking good. Had some detailed looks at the Jordan 1 Low OG Rookie of the Year. These are set to come out next year, $140, based on the highs that were kind of sleepers when they initially came out, but went on to be big bangers in the peak of Jordan 1 hype in around 2020, 2021. And the materials looking really good on these, shapes looking good, colorway very, very nice. I said it before in my previous episode, these and the Obsidian lows are two Jordan 1 low OGs that I am definitely looking forward to releasing next year. And there is actually another big banger Jordan 1 low OG set to release next year that we have just gotten confirmation of, and that is these, man, the Chicagos. Now, I can't say whether or not this is one of those confirmed rumors or rumors. It's been out there for a little while now, and I think one of the things that people would have really liked to have seen from the low OG retros was a bringback of the whole 2015, 2016 era low OGs with the slightly bigger swoosh on the side. For some reason, that bigger swoosh on the lows just hits different. No word on whether or not they're going to do that. In fact, you know what they would probably do? I think they'll probably end up bringing back the big swooshes in 3 or 4 years time, or maybe 5 years time during the next retro cycle. That'll be the one thing that they'll be able to incorporate in order to hook people back into it and keep the cycle flowing. So yeah, Chicago ones, no release date specific, coming out next year, apparently. We've also got the Nike Foamposite Pearl coming out next year as well. So for you old school foam heads, this has probably been an absolute golden era to be getting back into foams with all of the cool retros that we've had this year, as well as all of the big announcements for next year. But I think obviously the big one that everyone's looking forward to, whether you're a foam head or not, is definitely the Galaxies. I've had some really detailed looks at the Jordan 4 Rare Air. This is a sneaker that a lot of people are looking forward to next year. It's the first Jordan 4 Rare Air we've had in some time, arguably going back to the Tour Yellows, I want to say. These have got the Rare Air patch on the tongue, which is pretty dope. They have this sort of top 3 type color blocking inspiration. I don't know, for some people you're probably going to feel like this is a superfluous shoe because they look very similar to the Bred 4s, given they're predominantly black on the upper and they have that cement blocking on the midsole and the outsole, but the little touches and hits of blue do make these stand out. And I've got to say, the shape looks good, the material looks good. I'm thinking these could be a cop, but not necessarily a must cop. $225, release date information around the summer. Also seeing another Jordan 3 announcement for the summer next year. This is in a starfish colorway, and according to these mock-ups, these don't look particularly appetizing. We've seen the starfish color blocking on other Jordans in the past, and yeah, I don't know, man. These aren't really it to me, according to these mock-ups. And with the amount of cool Jordan 3s we've already had this year, as well as shoes like the Black Cats for next year and the diffused blues and stuff like that, I'm not sure these are going to be doing anything else other than sitting. Detailed looks at the Air Jordan 11 Low Year of the Snakes, set to come out in January of next year. These are looking tough, I've got to say. I'm not really into the Jordan 11 Low, but I do like the look of these. They've got the snakeskin where you would normally have the patent leather. The material on the upper, this leather, does look really nice. You've got the cloudy, milky, translucent outsole, which looks quite nice as well. These, I've got to say, probably out of all of the Year of the Snake shoes that we've seen so far, these, at least to my eye, are probably one of the nicer pairs. What do you guys think? The whole Amamanye While You Were Sleeping collection might not have gone to sleep just yet, even though they are set to finish it off with the Converse imminently. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how you guys feel about that, and especially don't know how you'll feel when you'll learn that the alarm clock to bring these back around again is going to be these, man. The Air Force One Low in white. Bow. What are they up to? In a time where all white Air Force One collaborations have got most of us like actually sleeping, and after Nike's own admission and acknowledgement that they want to sort of cut back on the plain Air Force Ones, bow. What are they up to? These are some speculative mock-ups which have the sneakers looking nice, don't get me wrong, but we don't need these. The next Corteiz and Air Trainer Huarache are going to come featuring the black pony hair. This could be a pony hair, sorry, some of you might not understand. Pony hair, that's my classic New Zealand accent shining through there. Pony hair, hair. Anyway, this could be a deal breaker for some people. The whole pony hair, the whole fuzzy, the furry shoe, you could be put off. I was kind of hoping for just an all black nice nubuck suede type upper on these, but we've got the black pony here. We've only got this one image to go off. These are supposed to be coming out this holiday season as well, so we will again be previewing these momentarily when we talk about the December sneaker releases. But yeah, once again, £190 is going to be the retail on these, $210. I don't know, what do you guys think? You guys feeling this whole pony hair vibe or not? Let me know. Rightio, let's go through the biggest sneaker releases upcoming this December. Bear in mind, I'll probably miss out a whole bunch. And also keep in mind that there could be some discrepancy in the release dates between here in the UK where I am and where you are, depending on where you are in the world. So let's start things off by talking about these. The Little Yachty Air Force One Low Concrete Boys collab. There are already raffles out there available to go in if you really want to get your hands on these. On the same day, you also have the Air Jordan 4 Nets. The only reason I'm mentioning these, even though it's just a women's release only, is this is a sneaker to look out for so as to avoid at all costs. I really think they did the Jordan 4 dirty with this particular rendition. The next big release day is December the 5th, and this is a huge day, not only because it's my own birthday, but because you've got so many different big time collabs dropping. I'm not sure if this is actually going to happen because it's kind of crazy. You've got the Fragment Spiridons in the black colorway and the white colorway, and you've also got the Swarovski Air Max Plus in the Moonlight colorway and in the Pimento colorway. The Pimentos are going to be running around like £500, something like 550 bucks. The Moonlights more like 410 pounds. The Fragments 155 quid each, or 160, 170 bucks. You've also got the Converse Weapon Amamanier collab. They're finishing off the While You Were Sleepings. And then you've also got the J-Tips Saucony Matrix in the burgundy colorway as well. So pretty crazy release dates on the 5th. On the 6th, you've got one of the sleeper sneaky cool pairs of the month, I want to say, in the Soulfly Air Jordan 12, the Cafecito, sort of coffee bean inspired colorway with the crack leather and the smooth brown leather. This is actually a sneaker that I like, but I am quite partial to an Air Jordan 12. On December the 6th, same day, you also have the Kobe Bryant Air Force One Low in the white colorway. No specific release date info on the other pair, the black pair, which is supposed to be a little bit more limited. On the 7th of December, you've got the Who Decides War Air Jordan Flight Court in the Off Noir colorway. This is a pair that we've been talking about for some time now. I think the model, generally speaking, is pretty dead, but I think that this particular colorway with the elevated materials and this collab does go hard. Next up on the 11th, you've got some Drake Air Force One Lows, Certified Lover Boys, white pair, citron, purple pair. I think there's a whole bunch of them available on the 11th. And you also have the Travis Scott Zoom Field Jaxx in the Limelight colorway as well. December the 13th, one of the big collabs of the month that a lot of people are really looking forward to, the Stash collab, Mr. Stash. You've got the 95s and you've got the Air Force One Lows. These are both retro collabs, arguably on par with shoes like the Wu-Tangs or the Chlorophylls from this year. The Stash 95s are actually available on the Sneakers and Stuff website right now if you wanted to jump into the raffle. It ends in like a day or two. So some retailers presumably have already got these in hand and will be releasing them before December the 13th. So just keep an eye out for that. December the 14th, arguably the big Holiday 11 release. Well, not arguably, it is the big Holiday 11 release. It's just that the 11 releases have failed to be so big, really, I want to say, in recent times, with shoes famously bricking and whatnot. But we have the Columbias or the Legend Blues. These should be pretty easy to cop, I would have thought. December the 17th, the Nicole House SBs are dropping. December the 19th, the Air Force 3 from Nigo in the light British tan colorway, 160 bucks. December the 20th, we've got the Zoom Spiridon OG. And December the 21st, the Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low OG in the velvet colorway. December the 23rd, the Wizard of Oz SBs. Now, there are a few shoes that I have failed to mention because we don't yet have super specific release date info, although by the time I've uploaded this video, there probably will be some release dates attached to some of these sneakers. So we'll just go through these one by one. We have the Corteiz Air Max 95 in the Tour Yellow colorway. I'm wondering whether or not these have not just been postponed till next year. Also have the Fear of God Athletics 2 basketball sneaker that is set to drop sometime in December, as well as the Flat Pewter Corteiz Air Huarache, arguably, or at least in my opinion, the best pair out of the bunch. Also got the other corteiz huaraches that we were talking about earlier as well, the pony hairs. And then we've also got the Bad Bunny Adizero SL72, those 3 different colorways. And then you also have the Jound New Balance 993 in the brown colorway. And then you've also got the tan with the black colorway as well. And then you've also got the Nike Zoom Vaporfly in the Streak Spectrum colorway. There is a whole pack coming out. I'm not sure if that whole pack is going to be available everywhere, but that is another pair that I'm sure some people out there will be looking forward to. And then there's also this really nice pair of 993 Amélie d'Or New Balances that were previewed as part of their recent collaboration with Porsche, that we haven't yet seen any specific release date information on either. So this is low-key one of the nicer pairs of the month that I wouldn't mind getting my hands on, but yeah, no specific release date info on these yet either. And that is it for this week's sneaker wrap. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. I really appreciate you guys' support on the channel. Don't forget to like it before you bounce. Don't forget to subscribe too if you haven't yet already done so, and I will look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care for now, and peace.
Hey, new beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good karma is a must. Still my shooter in the cut. I was stuck inside a rut. Played the game, made bank, move G. Anything to get a buck. You won't find me in the club. I'm in the lab trying to sharpen up the sword, swinging blades at these scrubs. Flock like bugs to the light, getting right. Treat my